Yeah, it was one of those crazy nights, I suppose. All a bit of a blur in the end. I didn't even know you were my cousin until the next morning. Anyway, I regret nothing.
We still on for dinner tomorrow night?
No, you hang up. Okay, bye.
Are you dating your cousin, mate?
Did someone say KFC?
No one said KFC. What's wrong with you? Disgusting.
Good evening and welcome to The Forecast, the show where we bring you news before it happens. I'm Jack Kearney. Tonight, we're predicting that mask shaming will officially penetrate the sanctity of the workplace. I've been in contact will become the foremost excuse for those wanting out of their commitments, and we take you inside the dark and sultry underbelly of Australia's oldest industry in 60 seconds with the Oracle. But first, before we dive too deeply into the week that will be, let's revisit all we got wrong in the week that was with the retractions.
The retractions.
I'm joined by the Forecast's resident fact-checker, Professor Cornelius Winterspoon from the University of Technology, Sydney. Cornelius, you've once again spotted a few factual inaccuracies in our most recent broadcast.
Well, that's correct, Jack. You are in the fact-based industry, and once again, you've royally fucked it up.
Language, Cornelius.
Apologies, Jack. I don't know what came over me.
Can we get some subtitles?
Firstly, you predicted that the JobKeeper and the JobSeeker subsidies would be extended past September. Is that correct?
Yes, and I think you'll find we got that one bang on the dollar.
Oh, on the contrary, Jack, you failed to mention that a third package would enter the fray. I'm of course referring to the JobKeeper subsidy.
Creeper?
Which would award franking credits for a gross dividend of $750 per week to any office perv who has been denied the opportunity to get Me Too'd during this period.
There's so much wrong with what you just said.
Secondly, you predicted that Donald Trump would point-blank refuse to accept the results of the election.
Cornelius, if you actually watched President Trump's interview with Chris Wallace, you'd know...
Now, I don't know whose election you're referring to here, Jack.
Is he saying erection?
But I am in regular correspondence with the White House, and they have assured me that the President will receive whatever comes his way with dignity and grace. And, quote, it's going to be huge.
Come again?
Finally, a few weeks ago, you made a tweet on your personal account saying that Victoria would soon be riddled with the virus.
I did, and if you're watching at home and your phone's handy, be sure to follow me at the handle
Jack, I've spoken to Victoria recently, and she assures me that this is the work of the fake media and that she has not contracted anything.
That old minx.
Now, that's casual sexism, Jack. I won't validate it with a response.
To a breaking prediction now, and the Oracle is live outside the Star Casino with a preemptive update on facial covering.
That's right, Jack. I'm here at the Star in Sydney where we're predicting that marquee nightclub will reopen its doors September 1st. Now, we know that Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews has announced a mandatory mask order, and I can tell you that marquee will adopt a similar policy, requiring all patrons to wear a mask inside the popular nightclub. The announcement will be met with backlash from a flock of ethnic women who have spent thousands on Kylie Jenner lip fillers and fake noses for nothing. The word is that popular brands Louis Vuitton and Gucci are set to cash in on this mask debate, with the usual sheep already pre-ordering designer masks starting at $1,500 an item.
Let's hope they're on JobKeeper. Thank you, Oracle. That takes us into tonight's leading story. You've heard of fat shaming. You've likely heard of slut shaming. But have you ever heard of mask shaming? It's as real and deadly a thing as you can imagine, and we're predicting it could enter the workforce as early as next week.
Oi, see the legs on that one?
Huge.
Disgusting.
Fatties like that thing are a burden on the health system.
I know, too right. I'd lose the second slice of toast, love. You're already as wide as you are tall, and that's saying something. 'Cause
me. You've got the height of a netballer, but the lateral mobility of a semi-trailer that's had its tyres slashed. Is that what you said?
Yep. Yeah.
Look, fellas, I get it. A little bit of office banter never killed anyone, eh? I mean, you can even argue that she's asking for it. 6 slices of toast, who needs that in one sitting? But let's just keep it to a minimum, shall we? I don't want people saying that we have a culture of fat shaming.
Understand, boss.
Won't happen again.
Good. Now get your love handles out of my office.
She'd get it.
She does.
Yeah?
Every bloke from 3rd floor up's had a crack. Maybe if you stop dressing like a big
Hoe bag, then blokes like us might stop ogling you 24/7, you ginormous f***ing whore. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, fellas. Fellas! I get it. She dresses provocatively. I'm no prude. Every guy from the floor 3 up, you reckon? Try every guy this side of town. She's notorious. Do me a favor and let's just turn her down a smidge. I don't want people saying that we have a culture of slut shaming or that we sexualize our workers. Okay?
Totally with you, boss.
Yeah, this will never happen again.
Good. Now get your limp dicks out of my office.
Sorry guys, I don't mean to be a pain, but would you mind wearing some masks in communal areas? It's my dad. He's really sick and he's dying of terminal
Cancer, stage 3. I don't want to burden you guys, but if I were to pick anything up and give it to him, it could literally kill him, because again, it is terminal cancer. Is that what you said? Mask shaming? Really? You don't think these guys have enough on their plate without you lumping shit on them?
I'm just really
I'm really concerned. I will not tolerate bullying in the workplace. Now get out of my office, you whiny wog.
In the interest of facilitating a balanced debate, I'm joined now by the man who knows all about the benefits of donning a mask. It's part-time rocket man, Elon Musk.
At the end of the day, you just buy a Tesla.
Fascinating. We turn our attention now to global affairs, and as the world continues to wrestle with this virus we call corona, anxiety levels are on the rise and many are asking, what's next? I'm joined by the Forecast foreign correspondent Harold Happyface, who's going to be calming some nerves and asking that very question.
How good's this, Jack?
Well, not very good, Harold. That looks terrifying.
I was talking about my tie. It's new.
Oh my God!
The global death count is around 700,000, and by all reports, it's all seeming pretty bleak. Any positives on the horizon, Harold?
Let's see. Well, the wife and I have just announced that we've got another little one on the way.
Not quite the...
I'm picking up the new fully loaded Honda Carnivale this weekend.
Okay, but what I'm...
And I don't know how to put it into words, Jack, but I am just generally feeling...
Not my only son!
I'm sleeping.
Please, anyone!
My diet is on point since I read that ebook by Dr. Ganeshka. And don't even get me started on my sex drive.
Hole up my ass.
But hey, I don't know if that last bit's too relevant, Jack.
Well, none of what you
I'm
just
going
said.
off like a firecracker on the 4th of July, Jack.
It's up my rectum!
I'm going to fire off some statistics.
I love this bit.
Over 500,000 deaths worldwide.
Could have been the whole million.
Over 200 of those in Australia.
Less mouths to feed.
None of the available data suggests that this will be getting any better anytime soon.
Full speed ahead.
Well, that was a ludicrous waste of everyone's time. I actually think I prefer his cousin.
Who doesn't? I love my family.
We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing.
It's time for this week's sob story.
My name is Peter Fakasha. I'm a 27-year-old marketing assistant and I identify as COVID positive. I've been positive for about 4.5 months now.
Peter first came to see me in March, around the same time the government announced its JobKeeper scheme. On the surface, there was nothing wrong with him, but upon further inspection, there was still nothing wrong with him.
When I told my boss that I'd have to stop working because I'd contracted the virus, he said, well, have you had a test?
He said, of course I had the test. And I said, well, what was the result? He said the result was inconclusive, but that the weather hadn't helped. I said, Peter, look, just go get another test. If it comes back positive, then we'll talk.
Peter, are you experiencing a dry cough?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Any tiredness?
It's constant, Doc.
Okay, Peter, I've got the results here. It's the 7th time that you've taken the test, and it's the 7th time you've returned a negative result. I can't stress this enough. You don't have the coronavirus.
Are you sure, Doc?
Positive. I'm positive that you're negative.
I realised I had to think outside the box. I went through every reputable medical journal known to man and found nothing. But then I read this story on BuzzFeed talking about a little-known medical concept called viral fluidity.
Turns out if you think you have a virus, then that should constitute medical exemption from work and grant you full access to the JobKeeper scheme. There's no real scientific evidence required.
I just want to live a normal life, I suppose. Hopefully my story will inspire the next generation of COVID positives to say, you know what, I am perfect. Just the way I are.
A truly heartwarming story, and you can find out more about Peter by visiting the Forecast website at www.theforecast.com.au. Medical expert Dr. Dick Foote joins us live to give us his reaction to Peter's story.
Complete load of horse shit, Jack.
Unfortunately, since filming that story, Peter has sadly passed away. Not from COVID, which he never actually had. He was hit by a bus.
Hit by a bus, and COVID's not to blame. You are now in real pain.
Apologies for that heinously inappropriate transition. It's time for the Arts Report. Spokesperson for the Australian Arts Alliance, Pierre Nah, joins me live. Mr. Nah, what's coming up on the artistic calendar for the rest of 2020?
Qu'est-ce que tu fais? I am so glad you asked me, Jacques. We have some very spectacular...
And that's about all we have time for there. Mature age dating. It's something the young ones claim they've never considered. In this week's edition of 60 Seconds, we'll hear from the one man brave enough to tell his story.
Crooners like to remind us that love is a many splendid thing, but sometimes it can be bizarre and incredibly cruel. Just ask failed romantic Jon Kairouz, the young Australian male who fell down the rabbit hole of mature age dating, never to return. As is the way with modern romances, his attraction for former lingerie model Isabella Del Russo was as instant as it was passionate. So where did it all go wrong? And what can hopeful lovers learn from this sorry, sorry tale? This is 60 Seconds with The Oracle. An early morning shave is nothing new for Jon Kairouz, the 25-year-old library assistant who nearly gave up on dating for good.
Confidence, Dion.
I tried everything. Tinder, Bumble, Omegle. I even tried cold calling women who I thought sounded attractive in the white pages. None of it worked. But then I noticed this ad on Snapchat.
Sad and lonely. It was an ad for mature age dating that sucked Dion in. These self-proclaimed MILFs spin a sex web of lies, entangling vulnerable young men, helpless to the temptation.
At first I thought, whoa, that's not me, but as Michael Jackson once said when he was playing for the Chicago Bullets, you miss 100% of shots you don't take.
I don't think you've got that quite right. For reasons unknown, Dion decided to document the experience.
Hey guys, about to go on my date with Isabella. Really excited. She's lovely, she's gorgeous. She's got really nice eyes, big childbearing hips, which is excellent. She's a little on the older side, 35, but really excited. All in all, keen as mustard.
We've all been there, mate. First date jitters. But what restaurant did you pick?
Well, she wanted Greek, I wanted Italian, so naturally we compromised and we got Greek.
Dion, when did you first suspect something wasn't right?
I got a call from this guy who she was also seeing at the time. We weren't exclusive, but it certainly did bother me.
How did you feel when you found out there was another man in Isabella's life?
It broke me, literally, because one, it was the most exciting time of my life, and two, I had feelings for this girl.
This other man is NRL superstar Josh Reynolds, a man who's no stranger to complicated relationships.
It's still remember me like I'm a fucking convict.
Well, he asked me if I knew what I was getting myself into. The children, the grandchildren, the expectations of a Maronite marriage, this whole other life.
And he says to me, I've got no information of her. Belle's told me she sent him everything. I was like, mate, are you serious? No, there's no way. He literally turned his computer screen around.
Despite these warnings, Dion decided to go through with the date, desperate to find that special someone.
Hi, I'm Dion. That's not it.
She was lovely, a little bit older than she let on. She looked nothing like what she did in the photos, and I also had to fork out $150 for dinner, which she made no attempt to pay for.
Was that where it ended?
Oh no.
Eh?
She made me drive her to the Leagues Club. We played the pokies till 3 in the morning, and then I had to drive her home. I think I might take a break from dating.
Josh, you're a little bit more optimistic than Dion, aren't you?
I've got a lot to give, and yeah, my time will come. It'll come.
The dog ate my homework. It's not you, it's me. I can't walk there. I've got polio. All age-old excuses, but we're predicting they will all be superseded as Australia's premier excuse in the coming days.
Come on, you said we could go visit my grandma today.
No, change of plans, babe. I've been in contact with a confirmed case, so no can do.
But she's dead. I just wanted to visit her grave for her
Can't be
birthday.
too careful.
I didn't know the Baywalk could be that fun.
Me neither. So, this is me.
I had a really good time today.
Me too. Oh, I've been in contact.
You didn't want to say anything in that expensive vegan brunch? You cow?
God! These Polynesian boys are murdering us today. Right, Mick, you're on.
I can't, Coach. I've been in contact.
That's a first.
So this is the guy I set you up with?
Unreal, give me a look.
Yeah, tell her I'll be in contact.
Ooh, jeez. These Pakistani boys are murdering us today. Right, Tony, you're in.
No, I can't, Coach. I've been in contact.
Well, we can piss off early then.
What's this doco about again?
The rise of feminist theory in literature.
Hmm.
You know, I've been waiting so long to... Must have been in contact.
You going up there?
Can't, mate. Been in contact.
But there's no one up there.
That's what they want you to think.
Where did you say our uncle was taking us?
To Belanglo State Forest.
Ooh, I've been in contact, yeah?
I didn't realise Ivan Milat jokes were fair game, but in that case, here's a cracker I wrote about Steve Irwin. How many stingray? Still too soon. Something for the punters now. It's time for a market update, courtesy of the Oracle.
That's right, Jack. The second wave is the talk of the town. I thought we coward punched that curve flat, but much like King's Cross, it looks as if restrictions are making a slow and steady comeback. There's been some movements in the coronavirus markets. Like picking a first try scorer, you can pick the first COVID cluster. We've got Casino at $3.50, the Footy at $5, Nursing Home the short price favourite at $1.80, and if you like value, we're giving 10,000 strong protest a cracking price at $2.20. You can look to throw that in your same state multi because we're also giving great odds on the over-under number of corona cases with over 60 cases in New South Wales, firm there at $1.90. On a lighter note, associate and former lover of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, she's been charged with the enticement of minors and child sex trafficking. Now, we're all hoping she does stay alive, obviously, but what are punters thinking? There has been some movement in the cause of death markets with murder, surprisingly good value at $4, She could well go out like old mate Jeff with voluntary euthanasia flying under the radar at $2.20 and natural causes The Outsider at $100. Let's hope those CCTV cameras stay on this time round. That's all I've got time for, Jack. As always, gamble responsibly.
It's time now for the weather. I'm told Samuel Sadface remains on his sabbatical and that the self-help books he's been prescribed have been as effective as any qualified mental health expert could expect.
So, f***ing useless.
Precisely, Dick. It seems we're still in search of a weather report... What's this? Okay.
Thunder only happens when it's raining.
Well, that's just factually inaccurate. I can think of a dozen examples where...
Players only love you when they're playing.
Yeah, that one hits home. It's time for sport. I'm joined by Sydney Morning Herald chief sport reporter, Mr. Andrew the Fever Febster.
Evening, Jack, and what a splendid evening we...
Sorry?
I said, evening, Jack, and what a splendid evening...
What was that?
I said, evening, Jack, and what a
Sorry,
splendid...
Andrew, I'm getting none of that. It's a very crackly connection.
Really? Well, I can hear you perfectly, Jack.
Zach? Who the hell is Zach?
No, I said
I'm sorry
Jack.
to butt in, Zach. I'm just wondering if you're having as much trouble as I am hearing the Fever Feb.
I can't hear a thing. It's a crazy.
Who the f*** are you?
Okay, we might just have to skip sport this week.
Feels like another fumble on Andrew's part, Jack.
What did I do?
Well, for one thing, you were found in possession of child pornography.
Hey!
No, don't cut me off, mate.
You can hear me.
Now, if I might weigh in...
Dick, it's really not the time.
Jack, I've heard Andrew loves dick.
Did somebody say love stick?
No, that's just childish.
I tend to agree.
I also love dick.
Shock me.
Actually, Jack, I could hear him just fine.
And that's all we have time for, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed this evening's broadcast, be sure to follow us here, and here to always stay one step ahead. If you're out and about this weekend and you get catfished by this woman, always remember, you've been in contact. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the forecast.
Is there anything I can help you with today?
I've actually been in contact with someone, so can you get away from me? Thanks.